This is Foxboro's Fortress, your home for all the latest on the New England Revolution. Brought to you by Leading Lights, LLC.
Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Foxboro's Fortress, your home for all the latest on the New England Revolution. I'm Raphael and
And I'm Cecil Kenney. Today, we'll break down the big win against NYCFC and look ahead at the tough Charlotte match coming up. Big thanks to our sponsor, Leading Lights LLC, for making this possible. For now, let's look in to what happened this time against NYCFC. So, the Revs won again.
Yep.
2-0. It was a pretty convincing victory, I'd say.
Not just pretty convincing, not just extremely convincing. I mean, I thought every player on the pitch played amazing. I don't really have one negative of how we played. It was our best performance of the season, and I really think this formation really benefited us. And I think this is like a strong suit. We should keep playing with this formation. Our best performance of the season easily. We were so much better than NYCFC. It wasn't even close.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that formation.
Yeah,
I'll get to the formation now. I do have a negative about the formation, but I'll get to that later. So it was the same formation in this last game. The only difference was it was with Campana up top instead of Rudy, which I'm very thankful he's back because he scored today.
Yep.
It was our first. We scored 2 open play goals. I heard this earlier today. Because technically that second goal was a corner routine, and the NYCFC players touched the ball after Campana shot it on the deflection. Technically, the Revs still haven't scored a goal, haven't been the last people to touch the ball on an open play goal. I'm counting it as an open play goal.
I'm counting both as an open play goal.
Yeah, I'm counting both because it wasn't like a direct through corner.
Campana scored in the 43rd minute just before halftime, and then just after halftime, Ganago scored in the 48th minute.
That's exactly what you want to see.
I know.
You've got your 2 new forwards. You've got obviously Chunk and Luke are also kind of
both players who really last week I said that I really want to see Ganago and score a goal because if he doesn't, I want him out. And same thing with Campana. It was poor what he did last game. Obviously, he still came back from his injury, but both of them scored. Ganago did get an assist, so I mean it was a really great performance.
Yeah. So this is, I think I'm gonna say this with both of us, clearly a better performance than the Red Bull game, which was previously thought to be our best performance to date. But this was quite the performance by the Revs.
Yeah, I want to shout somebody out right now. Tanner Beeson, 3 games, 3 wins. And the Revs only won 3. He is literally the good luck charm.
Bro is the good luck charm.
I mean, our defense, our midfield, our attack, every single part of what we did in the game versus NYCFC, and with this formation, every player was just outstanding.
It's just, if you look on FootMob, which is one of my favorite apps to use, I also use OneFootball, every player for the Revs are in the green. And only one player for NYC is in the green, which is Maxi Morales. It looked great.
As I was saying last episode, that we really, if we want to win, we have to make sure their offense has nothing. And that's exactly what happened.
It's exactly
Defensively, we stopped every kind of thing. Yeah, at the end of the game, we kind of sat back because we were trying to just win the game. So they obviously had a few more chances at the end of the game. But I feel their attack, especially in that first half, was just non-existent. And then up until the 60th minute, I feel like they really didn't do anything. And it was an amazing performance from every single player.
Yeah, leading to that first goal, Campana to Ganago, back to Campana, and then Campana shoots in. And
great play.
It was some superb passing. It was really good. And then nice corner routine that led to Cappy crossing it in, and then Ganago adding to his great game, getting himself a goal and an assist on the day. And by Paulo S. on Twitter, who recommended us talk about our man of the matches, which we'll talk about now. He had Ganago as his man of the match with a shout out to Yusuf. I thought Yusuf was pretty decent. I'm also going to say my man of the match was Ganago. But my shout out, I think it has to be
Tanner Beeson. I mean, that for me, that's my shout out. I really just want to say he came in there when he came in for Almsberg in that Red Bull game. I was like, oh, we already had another center back who came in for an injury. Now we have another one. I don't know how this is going to go, but he's rock solid. He's a great defender.
Yeah, my shout-out's going to go to Leonardo Campana for his goal, and he looked the best he had in a Revs jersey. But yeah, my man of the match is going to go as well.
My man of the match is going to be Carlos Hill.
Really?
Because it's so much, because the defenders are all, they're like, oh, we got to get this guy because he's the key.
True.
And that leaves so many other players open. He attracts the defenders, and he even got an assist on the day. I mean, he does so much that doesn't even show in the stats of what he does to the team. So he would definitely be my man of the match. It's just like what he can really do is so great. Like, it's so hard to compare him with any other player of the team because the amount of impact he really has is so yeah, he would definitely be my man of the match.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna rave about the defense like I have been. Like, sure, they were great.
Every single game. I feel like there wasn't one game this season where defense was bad.
Yeah, sure, we've lost games, but our defense hasn't been bad in those games. Like, our defense, I'm not even gonna have to rave about them, although I am right now.
Yeah.
They were decent. They just weren't. We didn't need them to be phenomenal today.
You know what's more than decent? Tanner Beeson.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, to be fair, our defense was great. Ivicic, I mean, he's been a level up from last season. I mean, after last season, I was like, man, what are we really doing right now? He is not the keeper we need. But this season, even though he didn't really have that much to do, he has so much kind of authority over the net, and like the way he presents himself gets in the other players' heads for the opposing team, and he's just a great keeper overall.
Not you criticizing him for getting water during the match yesterday.
Oh, that was, I was at the match, and it was a goal. It was a corner kick, and he came over to the goal to get water, and I was like, you should be at half field. Get water later. But that's okay. That's a criticism
because he got up to half field by the time the corner happened, so I don't know even why you were complaining. Like,
you gotta get ready, you know?
Anyways, thank you to Paulo S. on Twitter for recommending that to us and talking about the man of the match. If you want us to talk about something else, just leave a comment or DM us. Find a way to reach out to us. We'll talk about that more later, though. One good, one bad. I've got a few good things and one bad thing, and a few bad things. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to talk about the bad things before the good things, because we kind of already talked about the good things.
Yeah, we gotta get some negatives here. We can't be all positive.
Yeah, sure, we'd love to be all positive, but you can't ever be all positive for this. Right. So, Chunkalai, he's coming off an injury. He came off the bench again, and so I think the bad thing is, how do we reintegrate him with this new formation? I think he's played at striker before, and so I think that's what he'll play. He's somewhat tall, and so he has...
Yeah, much taller. I saw him in person at the game, and I was like, I didn't really see how he's a pretty tall guy. So, I mean, he could really play on the wing or up top. But if you with our formation, we play a 3-5-2, really, with Carlos Hill kind of coming into the cam role, but also going back down to, the center mid role. So, on the wings, we have Peyton Miller and Eli Feingold, who kind of go up into the attack and up to the defense. So, it's and in the attack, we have Campana and Ganago. So, it's really no place to put Chonkalai in, and even though he's a new number 7, he's a great player. He's one of my favorite players on the team, and it sucked when he got that injury. But, I mean, where do you really fit him back in? Because I don't think he can play on the wings, because Peyton Miller and Eli Feingold have to go back and do defense work, which Chonkalai isn't really that. Yes, he can, but, I mean, he's more attacking, so that wouldn't really suit him. So this formation doesn't really suit him. But I still don't think we should alter it just for one player. I mean, 2 straight games with this formation, 2 wins. I don't see why we should change it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think to utilize him best in the way we did it this game was playing with striker, and I think we'll continue to see that. And then these two kind of go hand in hand. One's more important than the other, though. Luca Langoni, club record signing. Coach isn't playing him, and sure, he's played at striker before. He's not the biggest guy.
Yeah.
He's
almost
5'8".
Yeah, 5'8".
So Chunk's 5'10", and so sure, it's not 2 inches isn't a big guy, but he's not cut out to play striker. Mm-hmm. He's not the biggest guy, like we're saying, and so he doesn't fit at the striker role. He plays a winger, and so coach has to find a way to work around Langoni being our record signing and now switching the formation to make us win, which is great and all.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see Luka get some playing time.
Yeah, it's the same problem with Chonkalai. I mean, how do you integrate them into the lineup? And I really don't want him to, because look at our performance, how we're playing. There would be no point to really do that. I mean, as I said, with our formation, there'd be no point in how we're winning. So I would not agree to kind of integrate them back in the lineup. And then, maybe, obviously, substitute them in. But, I mean, right now, I like our starting 11 how it is. And there would be no need to change it.
Yeah,
coming into our big game, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah, you want to see them succeed. Because they're people. And you want to see...
Especially with Langoni, he's our highest
and he's still young.
Signing,
Both of them are still young. So you want them to succeed. And you don't want them to ride the bench like Noel Buck did.
Right, which we will also talk about that later, as he is not on our bench any longer. Let's just say that.
He's not on our team any longer.
Yeah.
But let's also talk about Jackson Ewell for like a half second. He's like basically like not gonna play ever again.
Yeah.
Like bro's just like did not do well, and then just doesn't.
Which, as I said in the past episodes, I hated how he was playing. I thought he was kind of like a ghost. We'd see him every now and then, but like he really wouldn't impact the team. And sometimes we'd be like playing with 10 men. So listen, he's not in the lineup anymore. Polster is, and obviously when Polster came back, I wasn't too convinced with his performance, but I really am now.
Yeah,
and I mean our midfield. There's no need to change that.
Yeah, he stepped it up. But let's get to the good. I feel like we've talked about that bad for too long. Great team performance overall. Chunkalai playing again. It's great to see again.
Right, against the team that he did tear his ACL against.
Yeah, I
last
saw
season.
that.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, we won.
Right.
And,
Shout out Caleb Pongratz for actually getting that info.
Yeah, Caleb, that was phenomenal. If you haven't already, follow him.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. And then obviously we won and scored from open play. So like not much you can take away from there.
Right. My only really one bad thing from last episode was we didn't score from open play, and here we are scoring 2 goals from open play. So really, I mean, we're playing really well, and we got to continue this into our next tough match that we have next.
Yeah, let's talk about stats real quick. So 1.4 expected goals. 13 shots, 6 on target. 6 isn't the most. 13 shots is pretty middle of the pack. But hey, if you can score 2 goals off of that, hey, by all means, go ahead. 1.75 expected goals on target with 12 shots inside the box. That's something we had struggled with in the past. That's pretty good. And then 7 corners. Not really what you want to see, but hey, we scored off one, and so
a routine.
Might as well, like, the more the merrier. And then something I do want to talk about is big chances missed, which normally the Revs have like at least 1 or 2. We had 0 this match, which is great, and it's always something you gotta look forward to. And then we had 47 clearances and 5 blocks from the defense. That's
again more praise for the defense. This is just keep showing how great our defense really is.
It's been great this season. I'm gonna talk about the subs really quickly. Thomas Chunkalai for Leonardo Campana is the one I'm gonna highlight though. Chunkalai playing again.
Yep.
And then also Chunkalai playing in that striker position.
It was really nice when he came in. Everybody started clapping for him.
Yeah, it was a great sight to see. Then also Sands for Miller, Bai for Fofana, and Langoni for Ganago. And breaking news: we actually made subs this game. If you couldn't tell already.
Yeah.
For like, that doesn't happen often.
It doesn't. But one thing I do want to say is Miller and Fofana kind of both came out.
Yeah.
Because they were kind of hurt. It's just not that serious though. They should be fine.
Yeah, Fofana maybe the more serious one, but nothing nothing crazy. And then Miller was just cramping up. So
yeah.
Which
I feel like he's younger, so but
yeah.
It shouldn't happen as often. But I feel like it's already happened a bunch. But yeah, something we do want to talk about predictions. Obviously, I said for my predictions how I wanted us to really make sure their offense didn't do anything great at all, which they didn't. I really thought we had a great game. I obviously said that Jonathan Shore, who's 18 years old, I thought he'd have a good game. He didn't, which is great to see from a Revs fan. I thought he'd have a great impact. He didn't, which is great for me because when my predictions don't go well, that means the Revs performed good. And then I also said that Mitja Ilicic, the right back role, would also do something, and he was okay. He was like average during the game. So again, no one was stand out really for them, which is great to hear from us.
Yeah, and then you had the 1-0 win. We did win, and we did score.
Yeah. 1 goal off.
And so,
but I did say Chunkalai would score.
Yeah, and he played though. So
yeah,
you had I'll give you props there. And then I had a 2-2 draw. At least I had the Revs figure right. I had a set piece for Cappy, and I had a corner for like Tanner Beeson scoring.
Right. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised. He's literally our good luck charm.
Yeah, and then I had Martinez, who looked dangerous. He did not look dangerous. We shut him down.
Amazing. Great by our defense again. I keep saying how great our defense is, and that was another thing. We really shut them down offensively.
It was a great performance by the Revs. And so
all around our best performance of the season.
Yeah, and for now, let's go to our ad break for Leading Lights LLC. Unlock the power of your platform data with Leading Lights, experts in transforming raw numbers into compelling benchmarks. Leading Lights helps a variety of companies turn insights into engaging stories that drive growth. Elevate your brand with data-driven content that captivates your audience and sets you apart from the competition with Leading Lights.
Visit their website at leadinglights.io to see how you can transform your platform data.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Foxboro's Fortress. I'm Cecil Kenney.
And I'm Raphael Babchuk.
And he's currently wearing a Donuts t-shirt, which I just realized. Which is fitting because the team is going to get donuts very soon.
Yeah, it was unplanned. Did not do that on purpose.
Loser. Anyway.
Anyways.
We're playing Charlotte FC this coming week.
Anyone want to guess where they're in the table? Ready? I'll give you guys 3 seconds. No one's answering.
They're first.
They're first.
So they're currently 6-1-2. Drew Seattle before winning their first against Atlanta. Lost to Inter Miami on the third match day. 2-game winning streak followed against Cincinnati and San Jose. Dropped all 3 points to Colorado in a 2-0 loss. Bounced back on a now 3-game winning streak against Nashville and Montreal. And then now San Diego 3-0 on Saturday. And this season they're still undefeated at Bank of America Stadium. They're 5-0-0. And so they're a very good team.
They're still undefeated at home, right?
Correct.
Hopefully. So we better not be playing that at home, right?
We are playing them.
We're playing that at home. So we're not at our home. We are away.
We're playing them at Bank of America Stadium.
Are we going to break that streak? And it depends if Tanner Beeson plays. I mean,
yeah, it really does.
He is our good luck charm.
He is the good luck charm. Continuing on, we've got a few players to watch. So players that are very good, just didn't make my list. Patrick Agiman, Kalina, their goalkeeper, Vargas, Tokolomati, I think, and then Doumbia. Doumbia is on loan from Standard Liège in Belgium. Tokolomati, he's a good player. He's Israeli. Came through the academy. I think he was at Maccabi. I think their logo was green.
So Maccabi Haifa.
I don't think so. It's like
no?
You can. I think you.
Let's see.
What club is he?
Maccabi Petah Tikva.
Is there green in that logo?
No, there's not. 0 green.
Dang it. Okay.
Dang it.
I was thinking Maccabi Haifa because my Lord and Savior, Eli Fingold plays for.
Used to.
Because
he's staying with us. He's staying with us. Not going back.
Forever. Anyways, let's talk about some players to watch for this coming match. I'll let you start.
Yeah, so I'm going with Wilfried Zaha. He's placed on the left-hand side. He's such a great player. He started off at Crystal Palace, went to Man U for a little bit, went back to Crystal Palace, and then he was on Crystal Palace for a really long time. Went to Galatasaray, and then on loan to Lyon, back on loan to Galatasaray. Now he's on Charlotte. He's such a great player to watch. The skill he has dribbling the ball is absolutely fantastic. He's it's like a bunch of players come from Europe, obviously, at the end of their careers. That's why a few people call it the retirement league. I feel like MLS has grown to more than that. But he's one of those players that does come at later stages of his career. He's still really good, especially dribbling. So our defense is going to have a really tough time on that. Especially Eli Feingold on the right side. He's going to have to deal with Wilfried Zaha the entire game.
Yeah, he's just such a fun player to watch. Still on the loan end. That's kind of what his career
2 goals so far this season. But, I mean, he's such a great player.
Yeah, 2 goals this season. He's such a fun player to watch. But his career's just been marred by a lot of loan moves.
Yeah, loan moves.
He hasn't settled down except for that one time at Crystal Palace. Yeah. But who's your second guy?
Yeah, but I do want to say one more thing. On his day, he's a really great player, so we do have to watch out for him. But yeah, my second guy is Ashley Westwood. He right now has 1 goal and 1 assist throughout the season. He played in England for a long time. He was at Crewe Alexandria for a while, then Aston Villa, then Burnley, and now he's been on Charlotte. I think this is his 3rd year now. So, I mean, he's a great player, plays in that midfield, kind of that CDM role. So we're just going to have a really tough time dealing with him if we want to get into the attack. Carlos Hill's going to have because I think that's going to be the man marking on Carlos Hill the entire game. So he's going to have a tough game to get past him. But I think Carlos Hill is obviously the better player. So we have to see how that goes. But he's a really great player. He's really rock solid.
Yeah, 9 matches, 1 goal, 1 assist. He's older. How old is he? He's 35, but he's still a very good player.
Yeah.
And someone we have to watch out for. My 2 guys, 2 of them are kind of, my 2 are they're, if you've watched any MLS, you know these 2 names. Lyle Labata, he came from Celtic, I think. 2 goals in 8 matches. He's been a great player for Charlotte.
Again, another thing fun to watch. I mean, yeah, he did come from Celtic, and then obviously before that, from Maccabi Petah Tikva. So he's a really great player, and he's going to be another tough guy to deal with. He plays on that right-hand side, so that's going to be probably Peyton Miller if he's back.
Yeah, he's but yeah, Lyle Labata is such a very dangerous player.
Yeah, 2 goals already on the season.
He hasn't had like a breakout game, but he's due for a big game.
Yeah.
More than any other player I've seen in a minute. He's just such a dangerous player. And then my other guy, Pep Bial, he's such a dominant player. 28. He's on loan at Charlotte again.
He's definitely been the standout this season for Charlotte.
Yeah, he's
6 assists, 3 goals.
His second loan stint at Charlotte from Olympiacos. And I really think they should just buy him. He's such a good player. 3 goals, 6 assists, 9 games. Just such a scary player to deal with. And he's
kind of in that cam role like Carlos Hill. So
yeah,
it's going to be tough to deal with him.
Charlotte really should just buy him. He's such a good player. Like, man, he's such a dangerous player. We're going to have trouble dealing with him.
But, I hope all these players don't have a good game.
Yeah.
But this is from what their previous performances and what, their resume says about them and how they really could impact the game. So these are big players to watch out for. You want to watch for these guys. Obviously, I don't think anyone's flying to Charlotte to see this game. But, so if you're watching...
I hope you do.
Yeah.
I won't be there because it's a Saturday and I'm busy.
Right.
I'm busy watching the game. I have Revs.
Wait, you're busy to not go to the game because you're busy watching the game.
Yes.
That's a good excuse.
But yeah, let's talk lineups for the Revs, and then we'll talk about scores and score line.
Yeah. So I think it's gonna be the same exact lineup. I think same exact lineup we just did versus last game against NYCFC. We're gonna have the same exact thing. I don't really think we're gonna have any changes. I think Fofana will be back. I think Peyton Miller will be back because they're not that bad of injuries, so I think they should play. And I think there's no need to change anything.
Yeah, I think there's no exactly. I'm also gonna say the exact same lineup. I'll run it down for you guys. Ivacic with the 3 at the back. Ceballos, Fofana, Beeson with 2 wingbacks who were functioning higher up in Miller and Feingold. 2 CDMs in Polster and Yusuf with Cappy at Cam, Cavasil. And then 2 strikers being Campana and Ganago. I don't expect any changes there. It's a good lineup. Best our team has looked in this lineup.
Definitely.
And best we've looked all season. It's been in this lineup, and so it's good to see that we're succeeding.
We're 3 wins in the last 5 games. So this is we want to continue this good form.
3 in the last 4.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah, 3 in the last 4. You're right.
And so it's not bad. And we only dropped that game to Cincinnati, which is kind of a bummer, but it's a good run. We should look to keep this up against the most dangerous team in the East.
Yeah.
What's your score line?
What's my score line? I know Charlotte's first, so I've been going through a bunch of Revs win and everything, and I'm gonna go for a draw here. I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw. I think Wilfred Zaha will score a goal. He will score first, and then later stages during the game, I think Ganago will score another goal and continue his good form because I think he really just needed that goal, and I think he will score again, and we'll finish 1-1.
That'd be great. I'd love a draw. I'm not gonna be too optimistic though. Charlotte's a great team. I got a 2-1 loss. We're gonna score from open play though.
Yeah.
I think Campana scores on a Eli Fingold assist. So Eli Fingold gets on the board for goals and assists. Campana gets the second, but I think Charlotte will score first with... Who should it be? Zaha's a dangerous player, like we mentioned.
Zaha's a very dangerous player.
But I think Ajiman, who we didn't talk about, but he's a very dangerous player. I think Ajiman will strike first with an assist from Lyle Labata, get him on the assist mark.
Yeah. And
then they'll finish it off in the 78th minute with an assist from Ashley Westwood.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll go to Pep Bial, and Pep Bial will put it away. Which would be unfortunate, but it's the best team in the East.
Yeah, again, I feel like if we lose and we still have a good performance, there's nothing they're the best team in the East. This is going to be a tough game either way. If we do come out with the win, what does that say?
That shows that I don't know. I don't have words if we win.
Yeah.
I'd be very surprised.
Extremely surprising.
But
I think we want to get into...
we want to get into the sad part of this podcast.
Yeah.
It's about a fan favorite. an academy guy from Arlington, Mass. 20-year-old Noel Buck. He's been in the Revs Academy since he was 12. And so he's a great player. He was an England youth international. He's one of my favorite players, and he has just been traded to San Jose for an unknown cash fee. It's a cash for player trade. And
like 2 cents, like really?
It might be $1 million. He's a good player. Valued 2.9 of FOTMOB. That seems a bit high for me right now, just the way stuff's been going. He's a very good player. He was on loan at Southampton's academy in like U21s.
I already talked about his former history last episode.
Yeah, we talked about him a little bit last episode. Just Caleb Porter never favored him.
What a waste. I mean, look at the stats this season. He has 22 minutes played all season.
2 matches, 22 minutes played, and he didn't make the bench either of the last 2 games.
Yeah,
it's really upsetting.
Like he's not even getting the opportunity to show. Because I mean, he's a good player. It's just he's versatile, great squad player, and it's tough to lose him.
Yeah, he's going to a basically revamped just Revs team with a few better players.
They just got DeJuan Jones.
DeJuan Jones was traded to them from Columbus to San Jose in the middle of the Revs game yesterday. And then they've also got...
And then this happened literally at the end.
This happened less than a half hour after the game ended. Caleb Pongrath, again, shout out to you. He posted the eyeball emoji, and then he posted the Noel Buck has been transferred to San Jose. And then Tom Bogart got on it right after. Quinlan was the first one on this. Props to him. But just kind of just really upsetting that he didn't get the chance to succeed with Caleb Porter as coach. Caleb Porter never liked him as a...
really never got the chance to do anything.
He never gave him a chance.
He's such a great player.
Still only 20.
I know.
He never got the chance to...
From the academy as well, which is always a big part.
Yeah.
Every time you have a player from the academy, it's really a fan favorite almost every single time. So
it
sucks.
He decided not to speak to the media. And if I was in the situation, I wouldn't either. But I really like what he did. He left, and then he signed autographs for the fans. My brother, who recently broke his wrist, he got his cast signed by Noel Buck. And he went down the line, and because he's basically being told, hey, you're a 20-year-old kid who's lived in Massachusetts basically your entire life, except for a 6-month stint in England. Hey, you're moving across the country.
Yeah, moving across the country, gonna change, like, that changes so much.
That changes so much, and it's really sad to see him go. He's a fan favorite.
Yeah.
He will be joining up with a coach that believed in him, Bruce Arena.
Gave him the chance.
Gave him the chance.
You know, if you are Noel Buck, I mean, it hurts to leave, but I mean, you're really gonna get playtime.
Yeah, so. We'll definitely miss Noel Buck here. If you see this, Noel, we'll miss you. We really hope you succeed. You'll be joining up with San Jose, Bruce Arena, like we said, but also with a bunch of his former Rev teammates, Earl Edwards Jr., Nick Lima, Mark Anthony Kay, Ian Harks. DeJuan Jones is going there. Dave Romney's there. He's joined up with a lot of former Revs, and so maybe it's not New England, but there'll be guys that know him there.
Away from home.
And so it's sad to see him go, like we've been saying, but we wish him all the best. And hopefully this move can allow him to make his move abroad like Esmer did with us.
Yep.
And so hopefully this benefits him. And
we really hope the best. But yeah, I mean, we really hope the best, and that's really the summary for what we come to talk about. But in reality, what we want is a Revs win. Next episode, that's what we want to talk about. I know it's against first place Charlotte, but I really think we have a chance, especially in the form we've been in. I think the players are confident, and I think as a fan, I'm confident. Not that we're gonna win, but I think maybe get a result. That'd be great.
Everyone's
once said, yeah.
But yeah, thank you all for listening. Again, I'm Cecil Kenney,
and I'm Raphael Babchuk.
If you want us to talk about something, feel free to email us anypodcastingnet@gmail.com. You can DM us on X at anypodcastnet. Thank you, Leading Lights LLC again.
Yeah, but really, if you really want to say anything, comment on YouTube or on Spotify. Really, I want to hear your opinions. If you have a hot take, like if your hot take is that Jackson Ewell is the best player in the New England Revolution, I want you to comment that so I can go on this podcast and tell you how you're wrong. But I want you to show me your opinion. All right?
Glad that was your example.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, and then a big thank you to Paulo S on Twitter. for not reaching out, but commenting, and it gave us something to talk about. So that was great. Thank you all for listening. We'll be back next Monday.
Yep.
And again, this was
Foxboro's Fortress.